Can you briefly tell like how you started on Upwork, what were you doing before that, and how it all came together?
There is a story and not a happy story behind it. I started on Upwork. Being a baby mama, I had very little time for working. Freelancing gave me the opportunity to be present for her. Her profile is also a business. There is no open literature about everything on Upwork. There are some materials that you can read. There are some courses. I think everyone will agree that many people still are questioning what is working and what is not working.
When you're saying all these things, in my mind, I'm looking back 4 or 5 years. I really wish someone told these things to me when I was starting on.
I just want to share one personal thing. All of the success, the family, the joy, everything I had, it came from one single decision.
Hi, Lusine.
Hi, Nick. How are you?
Awesome, I'm doing good. How are you?
Doing great, thank you.
Can you hear me loud and clear?
Yes.
Awesome.
And can you?
Yes, I can hear you.
All
Nice.
righty.
So is this your new office setup?
Yes, it is.
Nice. I was actually thinking about how we get contact with each other the first time, and I think it was last year, right?
Yeah.
I hired you on Upwork for working on my profile, and I don't know if you remember the first time we spoke on the call. The first thing you said to me was, "I am a baby mama, so I might have to cut the call abruptly." And I saw your post on LinkedIn where you posted you with your daughter, and you said like, "This is my wife, and she is my wife." I think it was very beautiful.
Thank you.
I think we should start there because I think that's the powerful place to start, right? What do you say?
Yeah, let's do it.
Awesome. Can you briefly tell like how you started on Upwork, what were you doing before that, and how it all came together?
So there is a story and not a happy story behind the journey that I started on Upwork. So it was back then 5 years ago when the pandemic started, and it was a military situation in Armenia. It was war, literally. Many of us lost our jobs in Armenia, and it was an unfortunate situation, and it was really hard to find any opportunities, any job offers at that time. So I was one of them who lost their job, and I started searching and going to interviews. And before that, I was having a huge success with interviews and getting the job like very quickly. But at this point, I started to have difficulties. So I decided trying Upwork as a freelancer. My education was in business administration. So I started writing business plans, doing small tasks on Upwork, and taking small projects, let's say in market research or in other researches. So in one word, still I was trying to help businesses as I was doing it for local businesses with my last job. So this small project brought me great clients, brought me like bigger projects. And then I got discovered by an agency in Armenia, and they actually invited me to go and take the role of a profile manager for their company. Yeah. And the in-depth knowledge and investigation, how the system is working, started there because I had several profiles in my hand and lots of opportunity to test and try and to discover what's working and what's not working. And when I joined the company, you can imagine there was a team already there, but the profile job success score, and it was one profile only at first, it was 76%. And there were only experts working on this project. So it's been, I would proudly say that for the last 3 years after I joined the company, the job success score was straight 100%. My responsibilities included opening profiles, optimizing them, and also monitoring the sales and account management processes. So I find the gaps, where are we losing clients, why the communication is not going well, why we do not receive only great feedback. So with this experience, with lots of experiments, I gained this useful knowledge, which is very relevant in today's world, and many people are trying to work remotely. And getting back to the topic of being a baby mama, yes, I always like this part. And back then, 1 year ago, when we first started our collaboration with you, my daughter was much smaller and I had very little time for working. So this freelancing gave me the opportunity to be there, to be present for her, always be with her. And also, I found a great mission in that, helping other people to be like 100% flexible, have much time for their families, and also have the ability to earn well on this platform. So it kind of like in a very smooth and natural way, it became my mission. And today, yeah, I'm happy to say that I can earn a full-time job salary and still be with my daughter as much as I want. And yeah, my mission is to help other people do so well. And there's one more thing I really feel passionate about, helping other people build a sustainable business on Upwork, because many people still think about freelancing or remote work as non-stable, and sometimes comparing to 9 to 5 jobs, they believe that you cannot be sure about tomorrow. So that is why my mission also became helping them create a sustainable business and a success that is guaranteed for tomorrow as well, not a, let's say, a shortcut or quick action.
Amazing. I mean, you shared a lot of things there. One thing which really popped up in my mind was when you said like you got invited by this company to manage multiple profiles, right? And before then, like until then, you were just working on your own Upwork, like business, market research, consulting. So how did you make that jump? Like how were you sure like I can do this? How did you make that decision? Like, okay, I can handle Upwork profile optimization. How did that come in your mind?
Yeah, that's a great question, actually. Because Upwork and Upwork profile is also a business, and this is a freelance business. And what I really like is the system helping you grow. So first, when I'm working on my own with my profile, I really like how easy it is to grow on the platform when you're actually delivering quality work every time. I may say I like how the system promotes you without like putting much money on it. When you are consistent in what you're doing, right? You are consistent in your communication. You are consistent in your, let's say, professionalism, the process, and the work that you deliver. And that is why I wanted to learn more and more about the system. And actually, I may say me personally and all of us in the company, we became more and more professional each day by learning about the system, because we see that the system rewards people who deliver projects, but also get great reviews, also get 10 out of 10 private feedback and not just something there. So I felt like learning about the system makes me even more professional, even more confident in what I'm doing. So that's why the shift was really natural and it was 100% comfortable, because there were like every day there was something to learn. And because there is no like open literature about everything on Upwork, yes, there are some materials you can read, there are some courses, but I think everyone will agree that many people still are questioning what is working and what is not working. And lots of things are changing all the time. So it was challenging me to learn every day, which is my passion, actually. And I have one more strength. I like to learn about different industries, about different businesses. So that was my opportunity to do one job and also learn about so many industries. And also it was my passion from starting from back to college, because when I was not like, I was thinking, should I go for management? Should I go for business administration, for consulting, for accounting, for financial management? There were like lots of things that interested me. And this profile optimization only gave me that opportunity to learn about different people, about their work and what they're doing, the ability to talk to them, talk to many people around the world, to learn about their struggles and their personal goals. So it was kind of very close to my nature.
And if I have to add one more thing, which other freelancers generally don't have, is I think maybe you can correct me if I'm wrong, you had the freedom to try and test it out, right? People, for example, I'm a freelancer, like I started almost same like you, like 5 years back. You have to spend connects when you're applying for a job. At that time they didn't have any boosting and things like that, so it's basically trial and error, right? So every time you're applying for a job, you're basically spending money, but you don't know, there is no guarantee that you're going to get the job. And for me personally, I didn't know how to write a proposal, I didn't know how to write my profile. To be completely honest, I didn't even know what I wanted to do. I just knew that I wanted to do freelancing, right? So I think you were in a very unique situation where you had the freedom to try out, trial and error, test freely, without having that restriction of I need to take care of money so much that I don't know, I don't want to waste. I think it's a very unique way to kind of optimize the system, like trial and error, right?
Yes, correct. Yeah. So when it comes to my own profile, the way that I started, it was like all organic. Still, it is organic. Still, I rely only on direct messages and invitations. I never apply for jobs because I can hardly manage the leads that are coming from direct messages. But it is my specific case. But when I was working on company profiles, yes, I had like really 100% freedom to try and test and again try and refine the processes accordingly. And big thanks to my boss who gave me that opportunity, because he was never, let's say, greedy about anything we could try together.
Yes, I mean, I think what you're doing is something very unique, and it's like you said, it happened naturally, right? And you kind of completely embraced it and fully stepped into it. And the thing that you are able to trial and error multiple times, and it really reflects in the quality of your work. It clearly seen the reviews you have on your profile. And another thing is that the system is kind of failure proof, in the sense things change, markets change, but fundamentals don't change. Like you said, providing quality service every time, and not compromising on that. And you also mentioned, I just went through your LinkedIn, right? You mentioned how important it is to have clear communication and to have some sales skills when you're communicating with your clients. Can you share something on that?
So what I really focus on right now is how consistent should be your profile and your work and the way you communicate and the way you build your process, your work process, or for example, the onboarding process. Everything should be consistent and aligned. If you are great, let's say, in delivering your work, but you're not great in communication, you're not going to succeed. And that's why I like Upwork, because you need to be great in everything. You need to use your face, your voice, which we cannot say about other platforms, let's say like Fiverr. You can use whoever face there is. You can use, you can do everything you want. But here you are an individual and you are an expert. And if your positioning and the way you communicate and the way you onboard clients, the way you guide them through the process, the way you deliver the work, the way you follow up, if everything is not consistent, you're not going to have this sustainable success on the platform. And regarding the sales skills, I'm not a salesperson. I used to avoid everything that is connected to sales. And I learned that, yes, you need to learn about the sales. You need to learn about some techniques, not speaking about some manipulating techniques.
Yeah.
But there are certain structures. You can make your speech, you can make your profile description and the proposal, and you need to learn about that every single day. You need to learn from other people. Luckily enough, there are so many people sharing about their experience and where they succeed or what mistakes they've made. Yeah, so this is kind of thing you need to learn every day, but everything starts with being expert in what you do, because you can do a great sales and then you create this balloon of expectations. And when the expectations are not met, you can lose all the visibility you've got because of, let's say, one bad review. All the work you've done, you can lose, and it can take at least 2 months to recover from kind of event. So yeah, the main thing here to take is the consistency in everything you do.
You raised a very important point about bad reviews. I don't know if you have bad reviews, but I did have bad reviews in my past, and it really hits you bad, right? Like from 100% job success score, it goes to 69% or 70%, one review. And there is really nothing you can do about it. Like I was a top rated plus freelancer, and you have the freedom to reach out to their support and they help you remove single review. But if you were just a top rated or a normal starting out freelancer, there is no way you can do that, right? So how would you advise someone who really does their best, their honest work? And there are all kind of clients on Upwork, right? Like how there are all kind of freelancers, there are all kind of clients. Sometimes you choose a wrong one because maybe you needed the project or you needed the money, and later on you realize, like after they give a bad review. So how would you advise someone to go about it?
Again, great question. It all started again with the birth of my daughter, when my time got extremely limited and also my energy was extremely limited. So I started being very choosy with my clients. And then I understood, if I'm being very careful choosing clients, I'm not having any difficulties with delivering the work and getting a great feedback. So I always recommend starting with knowing your ideal client. Who is your ideal client? There are 4 things I'm looking in people to understand if they're ideal ones for me. And it starts with the ideal client needs you. They need you. And many freelancers say, well, everybody needs my services. Maybe, but maybe not, because the part 2 is that they know they need you. They need you and they know they need you. And you can understand this from they put together the job description, they put together the process they imagine working with you, they put together the requirements of the project. And also when you got the message, like their tone, their professionalism, work ethic, etc. Everything. The part 3 is they can pay you. And there are lots of freelancers who get this kind of messages. I really like your work. I want to work with you, but I'm really short on budget. So can you make 90% discount so we could work together? Yeah. So an ideal client can pay you. They can take money from something else they are doing, but they can pay you. This is someone who is willing to pay for your expertise, for your skill. And the 4th part, and this is my favorite and the most important for me, they share your value system. For example, the values like life-work balance. I want to understand, and I usually say I'm a baby mama, so that people understand that I may not be available all the time you write me. I am responsive. I care about your message. I care about you, but I cannot be available all the time. There are certain hours that I'm working. Yeah. So they maybe, or not all the values you have, but there are certain values that they need to share with you so that it is easier to work together. And also you do not feel insecure about, okay, what are they gonna like leave as a review? Because there are clients that, they're not complaining about anything during the project. Maybe they don't say even a word. You send the work, you submit the work, then they approve it, and you get a bad review.
Yeah.
So this is not a collaborative, not an engaged client. So I do not know about their personal qualities, but because they're not collaborative, you deliver the work and they do not like something there, and they leave a bad review.
Yes.
And once you know your ideal client and you build your profile around your ideal client, you just need to be consistent in what you promise to your client. If you promise like high quality need to be everywhere in your profile description, in your project catalog, in your portfolio. If you promise fast deliverables, you need to be fast in everything, in communication, in answering, in iterating fast, doing the revisions quickly. So whatever you promise, you need to stick to that in every touch point with your client. I'm going to say these 2 parts. Know your ideal client, make your profile around your ideal client, and be consistent in what you promise.
Like when you're saying all these things, like in my mind, I'm looking back 4 or 5 years, right? And I really wish someone told these things to me when I was starting out, because I learned them the hard way. I was chasing clients. I was literally chasing clients because I wanted the money, right? And I mean, majority of the freelancers starting out on Upwork, they want to make money. Let's all be honest, right? And
Of course.
it's really difficult to have this mindset unless you have been through that journey or you have learned in some way, like by exploring multiple profiles. In my case, it was like making the mistakes, all the dumb mistakes. Like I took projects which took me 15 hours to complete and it paid me $25. That was my very first project, right? And like you said, after a few months starting on Upwork, maybe a year or so, I started realizing like I was just draining out and it was not reflecting on the money I am making, right? And that's when I really got honest and asked these questions. Whatever you're saying right now, it came at when I was kind of completely down, and these questions came like, what are you doing here? The clients, they are not paying you, and you have so many projects, and you don't want to work on it because it's not worth the money. So it's not about the money, right? So like whatever you're saying, it's not really about the money. It's like, okay, what are my value systems? What do I really value? So can I find clients who align with that? And I think that takes a level of self-confidence in what you offer and the quality you offer. When you give a word to a client, you know inside you that when I guarantee and promise that I will be able to deliver that. So I really completely agree with what you said for starting out on Upwork. Like this kind of mindset, if a freelancer can have when they're writing their profile description, when they're writing their proposal, when they're communicating with the client, I think it brings a lot of clarity around what jobs you apply for, what jobs you don't apply, even after. So this, sorry for going on a rant, but I think this really comes to me that as a new freelancer, maybe you have like 10-15 projects. When a client replies to your proposal, your mind goes like, okay, another project, I want to get it. Do or die, I want to get the project, right? But what you're saying is kind of opposite to that. Okay, the client replied, but still I want to take a time to evaluate the client, whether I want to work with this person. So I think it is a subtle shift, but I think it's a very, very important shift. What do you say?
It's a hard mindset shift. Yes, when you are new, you're like that. Okay, I got a message. I need to take this client. I need the money. And yes, we are here on this platform to earn money. Agree to that. All of us want to earn money, and that's a necessity. But my belief is you need to work on delivering value and also making clear what kind of value to deliver, and the money will follow. In my case, it was like or naturally, organically going to that direction. I never had bad reviews, but the profiles I was managing had the bad reviews. And I've seen that example when salespeople rushed to take the client. They did everything to convince the client. And then we were having a problem. What should we do? Should we cancel the project? How are we going to convince the client to not leave a bad review? So there was lots of damage because of rushing and taking the client we do not want to work with. But there are, I may say, there are things that are objective and are not subjective, and are not objective about the client, because sometimes, continuing the topic of the bad reviews, sometimes people are saying the client is not adequate. The client sounds not adequate. They're demanding something I never promised. And then I was checking the whole communication with the client, starting from the proposal to the account management part. Let's say we take the project already, the contract started, we're working, and seems like the client is not satisfied or we had a bad review. So I was seeing that the client, I do know them personally, but there was a gap in the communication, or the salesperson rushed to give some promises maybe we could achieve such results, but you may never know before you got dig deeper into the project, dig deeper into each case. So yes, rushing, giving some promises, rushing to make money very fast. This is a system which I like it because there are no shortcuts, and you need to really grow with the basement of quality in everything you do. So trying to do the sales. Okay, you can be great at sales, and there are many people who give their profile to salespeople to bring the lead. And there are so many cases with the communication gap or the there are expectations that are not met, or the client mentions something in the job post that he never communicated during the sales process, but he mentioned this in the job post initially, and no one took into account this. And everyone is saying, he never talked about this, he never demanded this, he never spoke about this kind of requirement. And I'm here to tell you the sad news. He said that in the job post. And there are so many cases like this.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. And there, lots of communication gap problems ending with bad reviews. And what's the saddest part? Like almost every time it has nothing to do with the quality of work. So if you can deliver quality work, but you have gaps in communication. Yeah.
I face this problem in my business as well, right? Because I manage a team and I'm talking to the client, they are talking to the linguist and a translation agency, right? And what usually happens, it used to happen is like client communicates to me, I understand the requirement, I communicate to my project manager, they understand the requirement and they communicate to the linguist. So the understanding that the client had and the understanding I have, understanding my project manager has, and the understanding the linguist has, kind of degrades. When they finally send back the file, let's say it's a translation or transcription, maybe the client asked us to put 10-second timestamps in the transcript, and the file we get is like it has 1 minute timestamps, right? And we have to deliver the file tomorrow. We don't have time to fix, we don't speak the language. So we had many situations like this. Like quality is good, the translation is really good, but it's not what the client wanted, right? So the communication, the quality is gone. So then what I had to do was really put down processes, the kind of questions I asked the client. So I kind of put a clear process, like I want to understand exactly what they need. I want to understand when they need. I want to understand the specific requirements. If it is a long-term client, they tend to take it for granted, like the lost project. They just say it like that, right? So I still wanted to ask them, do you have anything specific? And then I put it down in a note and then share with my project manager, and they share with the linguist. And I added the last part of asking them, what did you understand? And that's when we started discovering, like, even though we explained, because in my mind I understand, in my project manager's mind they understand the requirement, right? But we didn't really verify whether the linguist understood the requirement. So when we added that process of, okay, this is the requirement, after explaining everything, okay, tell me what is the requirement. And when they come back and tell, there we saw like so many gaps in communication. And initially I used to blame the linguist, like, I told you everything, why you have not done it? But then later I realized, look, it's my mistake, I didn't communicate well, they have done their job. So when I took responsibility for that, then things started changing. So I really agree with what you said about, like, even if you provide quality work, if you are not communicating with the client and you are not enabling them to communicate, because I also noticed there are clients on Upwork who just send you the files, give you a contract, and they vanish for 1 week, and just before the deadline they come back, okay, where is the file? And I'm like, you didn't talk to me anything about what you want, what you need done. Initially I used to take such clients because they paid well or whatever, but then I realized, like, okay, it's not worth my time. Like, what I used to do as a freelancer, maybe you can relate to this, is like we tend to put the client on a pedestal, because for whatever reason they choose your proposal, they're paying you, whatever. In your mind, in my mind, I used to put my client one level above me, right? I'm freelancing for them, and this kind of makes you think in a way like, I need to get this project and I need to do whatever I have to do to get the job done, right? What you're saying is like, bring yourself up to the same level, or just talk to them as another human being. Maybe they're sitting in front of a different computer, as simple as that. So this kind of shifted my way of communicating with the client. Like, when they are not communicating clearly, I just say it directly. These days I just tell them, I don't understand what you're saying. If you don't know what you want to say, can you make it more clear for me, or things like that. So that changed everything for me, right? Like, when I kind of put the client and myself at the same level, because I have my team to answer to, and if I don't stand by what I say and I don't get the same level of guarantee from the client, and later on when they mess up the review and things like that, all these came down to the part of what you mentioned, like communicating clearly what you want and what they want, and making sure that you deliver exactly that. And like you said, after that, you don't have to worry about the feedback because it's guaranteed. Lusine, you mentioned that you work with many kind of freelancers on Upwork, right? I saw on your profile and also on LinkedIn. I was really curious to know, how do you ensure that your process doesn't have a limitation by niche? How do you go beyond niche? How can you help freelancers irrespective of what niche they are in?
So the process starts with a deep interview, and it first starts with understanding what they're looking for, the freelancers, what kind of client they're looking for. And the interview questions can also include, what are your strengths? What are the greatest abilities that are natural and you feel most comfortable in. And these are usually the strengths that are given from the above, and you are already great and you already shine there. Well, my type of clients, they already have some experience. They are coworkers, they are like previous clients already made some comments about their strengths. So they start to remember what other people were saying about them. And I usually advise to remember what other people talk about you, because it's usually like very interesting how other people think about us. And most surprisingly, they really see the strengths we have. So we think that no one else knows us the way we know ourselves. But it feels like, other people really see our strengths. I mean, this kind of strength, the natural strengths that are given from the above. Yeah. So we dive deep into their strengths, and I'm making them to remember the clients they really liked working with. I remember one great interview. It was a product specialist, and he said, I had one client, and that client is able to trust people. It is able to give you the trust, to give you the project, and he never micromanages. So these kinds of things are very important. First, deciding who you want to work with, because once you know who you want to work with, you can already build your profile to target them. So again, it comes to knowing your ideal client. What kind of people do you want to work with? Who do you want to help? How do you want to help? What kind of unique solution you can give? And you're not going to be the first in your service category, but the unique mix and the unique combination of your strengths, of your industry knowledge, of your niche focus is going to be unique and is going to be the right client to your profile. So we are kind of trying to understand what they are good at, what they're passionate about, and also finding that unique mix of their strengths, their passion, their industry knowledge, their niche focus, so that we can find this unique positioning and helping them own their specific niche on Upwork. Because as everyone knows, the competition is growing so fast, and the competition is tough in any service category. If let's say 2 years ago, you could find some services where the competition was low. Right now, there are no categories. Yeah. And right now, we're not just competing with other freelancers. We're competing with the AI tools. Right. So we need to make clear the value that differentiates us from not only our competitors, but from the AI. So, So this deep interview is trying to put together the strengths, the passions, their knowledge, this unique combination of what creates a unique value on this platform that would make them stand out. And then I asked them to send me 10 job posts on Upwork that they find super relevant to the services they want to provide.
So you were mentioning about when you were talking to a freelancer about how to refine their profile, and in the interview process, you asked them to send 10 job posts, and that's when we stopped. Right? So how do you go from there?
Yeah. Going back to the job post. So I still do the job search to understand what kind of jobs are there, what demand. But it's important for me to see how they select the job posts. They find ideal ones, they find super relevant to the services, and they want to provide on Upwork. It helps me and it gives me lots of hints about what kind of client they're looking for, what type of projects they're looking for. And then based on the interview and the 10 job posts, I start my market research, the demand, the job search, and the keyword research is also extracted from the job search, and then the competitor research. So I do the job search to understand what is the client looking for, what type of projects are there, and what are the trendy keywords in that specific category. And also the competitor research to understand the competitor's strengths and weaknesses, and what are the opportunities, what are the market gaps that we can fill in with the freelancer's profile, with the message that the profile gives. And the very important part about the gaps, for example, something is demanded on the market and maybe many freelancers provide it, but they're failing to show this clearly on their profile. So maybe this is something provided, but the profile description doesn't speak about it. So finding this kind of gap to eventually coming to identifying the freelancers and this profile particularly, the unique selling proposition, which means a unique value you can bring to the table, the unique niche focus, unique service feature you can provide, combination of all of this, who you help with your unique skill set, with your expertise. And many people say, how can this be unique? So many freelancers are there on Upwork providing the same service as me. Yeah. And there's one answer to this question because, and I'll tell you an objective truth. All of us are different. All of us are unique. And also our background, our experience, our strength, the combination of all of this is going to be unique. You just need to really think about it. What are your greatest strengths and what unique value you can bring to the table, combining all this unique, your strength, your background, maybe your educational background, the experiences you had in your life, both in work, in personal life, everything. Yeah. So we find this unique selling proposition of the profile, and the rest of it is built around this proposition, which is, we can call it a unique positioning on Upwork. And then once the USP is clear, the part is writing titles, the descriptions, portfolio, everything clearly communicating this unique selling proposition, and also concentrating on one target. Okay, you decided what is your USP, which includes what kind of services you cover, who you help. If you decided around your USP, you need to target only this kind of job post. Because if you take whatever there is in the market, the profile optimization is not gonna work for you. Yeah, because when you go to the search bar and when you're looking for a talent, you see that the results the system brings, it says, for example, a job related to your search. So it literally counts the similar job posts, the related job posts you completed with your profile. So if you want to get the visibility, if you want the profile optimization work for you, you need to start concentrating only on the job that your unique selling proposition covers. Yeah. So the last thing is agreeing on the jobs that need to be targeted and applied and to be taken. That was the process pretty much.
To be honest, whatever you're sharing is so valuable. I think you can already charge for it. So I'm really grateful that you're sharing these for free. I mean, to be honest, freelancers, myself, when I started, and many freelancers, maybe majority of freelancers on Upwork, they are there because they really need the money, right? It's not that they have a full-time job, or maybe they have a family situation, or something bad is happening. Like in your case, it was a war situation. Even now, there's so many places, things are really bad, right? And some linguists, just last week, a linguist from Gaza reached out to me. She was like, I didn't have internet, no power supply for like a couple of years, and finally I'm back. I'm glad I'm alive. If you have any projects, you can send it to me. So kind of shows, Upwork to me shows the reality of the world. Like I get to connect with so many people from different countries, and what you're sharing is so valuable because you can go ahead and directly implement it because you're not hiding anything, which I really like about what you share, because you're sharing everything, right? I mean, if someone is smart enough and they know how to implement, they can go and implement it, even if they don't have the money to afford to hire you for your services or whatever. But whatever you're sharing is already valuable enough for them to directly make changes to their profile, right? I think that's it's really great that you're doing that. Even in your YouTube
Thank you.
videos, in your LinkedIn posts, you're sharing pure value, right? And I saw one of your posts where you said it, right? Give it all away for free. The information is for free. The execution is, and that's what you are saying right now. You said that there's only one of you, there's only one of me. Many people can do the exact same service, but they cannot do it like you, right? So, and it clearly communicates whatever you're saying that you have to do, you are living it, because it, whatever you post, whatever you said, the same message is coming, right? You are being yourself. That's what you're telling your clients to do, and you are doing it yourself, and that speaks much deeply and much loud, I would say.
Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate your kind words. And on this topic, I want to add that you brought a very important thing forward. Yes, do not be afraid to share about your unique approach, because one day your competitors are going to discover this. If this is something really unique, if you are a pioneer in what you're doing, one day it's not going to be only you. So make sure you are the first one who makes it clear that you have this unique approach, to build your authority first. Like I used to have like calls when I started suspicion if this is my competitor actually talking to you, trying to steal some techniques. So I decided to give it all away for free to everyone. But there is one important thing. I know that my ideal client is someone who is willing to trust this job to me, to trust the job to an expert. This is not someone who will spend like tens of hours searching for some insights. This is someone who is willing to pay for the expertise that I have, the unique expertise.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, if you're watching this video and you can pay for this, I mean, I would definitely say go with her. But if you're someone who is not yet there, I mean, majority of freelancers are not yet there, right? Because top rated plus freelancers are like less than 3%, and there are like 18 plus million freelancers on Upwork. That was like 3 or 4 years back. Maybe now it's even more than that, right? So, but whatever you're sharing, I think it would help them to become your ideal client in a way. Like they can build their profile to a level where they can hire an expert to take care of the business, right? So, and what you shared about being authentic, it really sticks to me, because that I discovered the kind of freelancers I meet. I literally, even as of now, maybe thousands of 5,000, 6,000 freelancers I have encountered. And right by looking at their proposal, I can say whether this person is being authentic or not. And I think clients can see that, right? Just by looking at first few sentences in the proposal, a client can see whether this guy can or this girl can do the job or not, or they're just trying to get the job, right? Because as a freelancer, when I started out, I did the same thing. I wanted to get any project I can put my hands on. And only after maybe a year or two, it really hurt my profile. I wasn't getting ranked anywhere, right? Because you're all over the place. And that's when I realized, look, I need to stop saying yes to everything and start saying no, and be really honest with myself and say, okay, this is what I do, and this is what I do really well. Even I do 100 things average, but this is the one thing I do really well. Let me just do that one thing. Maybe there are 100 other people who are really good in that. Let them take care of that. That kind of mindset shift. At that point, I became top rated plus, right? So it was this shift that really helped me to go from being all over the place and saying, okay, I'm not doing everything. Because once you go like top rated, you are very high, lot of reviews on your profile. It's easy to find clients relatively because they see the reviews, and any job I apply, I used to get. Now it is a little bit different, but few years back it was like that, right? In my domain. Right now, AI is all over translation. I'm not even getting any jobs on Upwork, to be honest. But the thing is, when I did that, I took any job that I put my hands on, my profile rating really went down. It didn't say it still showed 100% top rated, but it didn't show in the rankings. I started getting less and less jobs. The algorithm automatically takes care of that, right? And that's when I realized that I need to. I think around that time I hired you as well, and you also said the same thing, which I learned from my experience, and you said exactly the same thing. Like, you need to be really clear on what kind of clients you want to work with, what kind of projects you are 100% confident that you can deliver your best value. Just focus on that, leave the rest. And leaving the rest is the hardest part personally for me, and I think it's the hardest part for more people because they want more money, right?
Yes. Well, in my case, it was easier because I had no choice, because I had limited time and, as I said, limited energy. But because I've, let's say, forcefully experienced being, let's say, choosy, and I saw the outcome, I saw the result, I started thinking, why should I spend time? Why should I spend energy on people who I don't like working with? And life is short, and you feel like, okay, I have lots of time, but the only one resource is time, which is unrenewable. I don't know the word.
Yes.
You cannot bring back your time. If you lose money, you can earn money again.
Yes.
Yeah, but the time you spend will never come back to you. And just make sure you never look back and say, what was I spending my time on?
I have one question that I think is relevant to the current situation with AI, especially because I personally experienced AI translation jobs. One thing which is also true is that the clients who came for quality, I think I shared this with you before, clients who came for quality, those I identify as my ideal clients, none of them left. They are still with me. 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, they are still with me. And there are clients who come back to me after 2 years, suddenly out of the blue, they have a translation request, and the first name that pops in their head is my name, right? So that speaks of the quality. I'm not bragging, like just being honest with you, like that speaks of the quality. And even with the current AI, even though majority of the jobs have vanished in translation, like medium quality or mediocre translation jobs, they are gone. But still, there are clients who reach out to me on Upwork via direct message or invite, and they're pre-filtered by AI, right? So the ones who really need the high quality, they come and they're willing to pay for it, right? So the question I wanted to ask you is, like, with so many changes in the market because of AI, some domains are vanishing, some domains or niche is getting transformed to something else, and the market is shrinking and the market is expanding in some other place. How would you say a freelancer can adapt to this situation? Maybe they have to change their profile completely, or maybe they have to adapt or kind of put the same skills in a different words, right? How would you say someone can approach it in a systematic way?
Yeah, so it starts with having a clear focus again. Like 2 years ago, you could be like all general, you could target everyone. But right now, if you target everyone, you end up attracting no one. So you need to make people say, this is exactly what I'm looking for. And you need like very limited time. There's some US researcher says it is like 5 to 7 seconds to make an impression on your client. So just because you have so limited time, and for one job, there can be like 150 plus proposals.
Yeah.
You have limited time to make an impression and to give the message to your client. So it comes again to the clarity and your focus. The focus can be a specific niche focus, for example, like several expertise you have huge experience in, or you feel like these industries are very demanded, trending, and if you can deliver value, go for it. The focus can be also like a specific, let's say, service feature, a tool that you're using, different things, a unique approach, a unique method you have. And again, combining all of this and making sure it is clear for your client during the first 5 to 7 seconds. So you need to adjust your title and profile description first, because this is the first thing they see. Forget about the badge, forget about the job success score. So many people have like 100% job success score and they're top rated plus. And by the way, many of my clients are expert vetted freelancers. So if you are thinking this is the end on Upwork, if I get this badge, then I will have no problems. No, these people still had the problems. They were still receiving invitations, but what they're saying was, I feel like I receive many irrelevant invitations. So you can have profile views, you can have invitations, but still not the right people coming to your profile. Yeah. So first you need to give the clarity with your profile title, your description, and also with your portfolio. For example, let's say if you are targeting, for example, stuff, right? You are doing translations for stuff, and your portfolio, the first 3 ones that your client sees first, need to be about soft projects, and then the rest. In fact, having 3 to 5 great portfolio items you can be proud of and that are aligned with your USP is more important than have like 20 plus portfolio items no one's gonna discover ever. No one's have so much time. So just think about like limited time. Think as a client, you have very limited time. You need to understand if you want to initiate the next step with this freelancer, because you are taking many profiles. You need to see the clear message of who they help, how they help, what kind of value they can bring to the table very quickly. And they need to say, okay, this guy is delivering exactly what I'm looking for. They are very clear with their positioning. And because they have a niche focus, probably they're an expert in their field. Because right now, no one believes that someone is expert in like different industries and different services. And actually, people are still having these specialized profiles from different services. Yeah, very different services. That is, maybe it was working before, but right now narrowing down the niche is the only solution. And there is always this kind of question: if I'm narrowing down, am I not losing other great clients? Hold on, we are talking right now because you're having problems of getting clients. Right. So what are you losing? Wow. That's the question.
Okay. I mean, that's a very powerful thought, right? It's counterintuitive. That's why it's very difficult to wrap your head around. Like you want more clients to get more clients, but what you're saying is you really don't need more clients. You need just the right number of clients to get the maximum amount of money and provide the maximum amount of value to them as well. Because it's 2 ways, right? It's not 1 way.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think I have any more questions, Lusine. If you want to share something, if I missed out something, you can share.
Yes, I just want to like emphasize I'm providing not just profile optimization. I'm speaking about this because people used to think about profile optimization as keyword stuffing. And people are usually asking, okay, how many keywords should I put there? As many keywords as possible. Okay, where do I put the keywords? No, this is not keyword stuffing. Maybe there are services for keyword stuffing. Definitely there are. But my service is strategic profile optimization. So the strategy comes first. First, we know your focus. First, we know your unique selling proposition. First, we get the insights. We have data to make decisions on, and then we optimize the profile strategically. So yes, we are using keywords, but every word is there standing naturally and strategically with a purpose.
Yeah, I mean, this really happened to me, right? I posted, before I discovered your profile, I posted a job on Upwork that I wanted to help someone to help me to bring my profile to the next level. And this person applied, and he was like, he shared a Loom video with me, and he's just talking about stuffing keywords, and he is literally listing out keywords and under portfolios, under experience, and there is no logical sense. It's just a bunch of keywords. He was like, your profile will rank first, and it didn't speak to me because it's it's not going to work in the long run. I mean, it doesn't take a super genius to understand that this guy's profile is not authentic, right? It's just they're trying to get your attention by any way.
Yeah, and actually, if you're looking for keyword stuffing, just delegate the work to ChatGPT or Gemini. They will do the job perfectly.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, it's very clear talking to you that what you're saying and what the service you're providing is very much strategic, right? It's not trial and error. You have a very specific system for doing it, and you have tried it on different freelancers, and even before that you have tried it on different kind of profiles and saw that working. So that's the reason you're able to say it so confidently, like do this, do this, do this, don't do this, the most important part.
Yeah.
Right. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Lusine, it was really great talking to you. And to wrap it up, I just want to ask you, where can people find you? I know you are on YouTube, LinkedIn. Where can people find you? I will also put the description, like the links in the description. But if you want to know where they can find you and where they can access to you easily, like where do you respond quick to them?
The main channels are LinkedIn and my Upwork profile. And you can easily find me on Upwork for the keyword Upwork consultant. I'm always on the first page. And by searching on LinkedIn my name, Lusine Sargsyan, Nick will share the link. So these are the two channels, and I'm trying to be like very responsive. So yes, initiate direct contact with me. My LinkedIn account is also open for the messages, so we do not need to be like connections, but you're welcome to send a connection request. I don't know if we're going to work in the future or not, but I definitely want you to see on my LinkedIn connections list because I have lots of things to share and freely and openly. So nothing I keep confidential. Whatever I try, test, and I see that is working on different profiles from different service categories, I share openly. So let's get connected first. And I would also, when we get connected, I will also like to hear from you. How did you know about me and my services?
Thank you so much, Lusine. It was really amazing talking to you. And if someone is watching, you guys watching this episode, definitely recommend you to reach out to her on LinkedIn. Even if you don't message her, check out her posts, and they are really, really valuable. That much I can say. And thank you.
Thank you, Nick. Thank you. The questions were like very interesting. I think I rediscovered myself as well.
Wow. Thank you, Lusine. It means a lot because I mean, we are speaking off the camera. I'm not going to put this, but just this is the first time I'm recording a podcast, right? And I'm a life coach. I think I don't know if I shared that with you. And a lot of what you're doing with your clients is helping them see themselves, right? That's what you're doing.
Yeah.
Right. And that's what I do
Correct.
as well, but not in Upwork sense, but I help them. I used to help people see their fears, like whatever they are struggling inside, their mental blocks and things like that. And that's when I thought, okay, maybe I should podcast with people who are doing really great, no, ordinary people doing extraordinary things. So I think you will fit in that profile. And I myself consider myself a very ordinary person. And being through all the struggles and kind of finding the way, I think the real wisdom is in that, right? You can read thousands of books, watch thousands of videos, but if you don't do it yourself, you will not understand what really it takes, right? It's very clear from your journey that when you look back, you can connect the dots perfectly, right? Upwork optimization consultant, it's not even a word, right?
Yeah.
It didn't exist 5 years back, right? So
yes.
Really amazing.
It's amazing. Yeah, amazing to look back. I like that. Maybe I'm doing this retrospective look, just to appreciate what I have. Because when you're seeing that, okay, maybe you do not know what is that clear purpose for you, what is your mission. Maybe you may never know, But when you are somewhere and you know that you've made the right decision in your life, and you are here because of the decisions you made. And I just want to share one personal thing. All of the success, the family, the joy, everything I had, it came from one single decision: trusted God, trusting that. One decision I made, trusting. So you may have different beliefs and everything, but this one decision changed my life for the better. So far,
Awesome.
so far it's going for the better. And one belief I had is do whatever you want to be done for you. That's one thought I put in everything I do. Okay, you're working with a client. Just think, what kind of process would you like to be part of? What would you like to be talked to? What kind of deliverables would you like to get? What kind of what should a report look like so that you could easily read it and take the necessary information for you? Just do whatever you want to be done for you, and the money will follow. And it's not the money. It's not the money. If I make the money and I am not happy, I don't care about that money. I want to be happy. I want to be peaceful. I want to enjoy my day, and I want to be thankful for what I have.
Yes.
That's one personal message I wanted to share.
I mean, I think I will share this in the podcast because this is really powerful, and doesn't matter like you believe in God, you believe in universe, you believe in higher power. I kind of agree to. I have a similar belief as well, right? I believe that my life happens for me and not against me. So when you believe that your life happens for me, you naturally trust the next thing which is happening instead of overthinking about it and trying to analyze everything. Kind of trust and take the step. Because like I think Steve Jobs said it, right? You can't figure out like forward, but when you look back, it connects perfectly, right? So you are a living example of that.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to share this personal insight that I also tried and tested for so many years.
Yes. Awesome. Thank you, Lusine. And it was really amazing connecting with you as a person. I think this is the first time we're connecting, and I'm sure this is not the last time. And really great talking to you, and looking forward to continuing this wherever this is going, like you said.
Yeah, same here, Nick. Same here. Thank you for the amazing interview.
All right. Thank you. Take care. Have a great day.
Yeah, take care. Bye-bye.